Hello and welcome to Lift the Cup Fantasy, or LTC Fantasy as some people call it. I'm your host Chad and we'll be talking all things fantasy. Today we're going to cover forwards, wingers, centers, who to look at via the waiver wire, some trade targets, and of course cover some subscribers' questions at the end of the episode. Right down to the waiver wire here. One of my picks is Nino Niederreiter. He's listed as a left wing, right wing on Yahoo, so I do like the versatility. And in last 4 weeks, he's had 11 games played. He's had 5 goals, 6 assists, so he's point per game. He's been +6, one of them on the power play, 24 shots on goal, and 2 of them have been game winners. And he's only owned in 33% of Yahoo leagues. A little bit of that might be inflated slightly because Carolina did have a little bit of a COVID callback, but he does play on the second line, and Carolina in there really deep. I really like him, and again, I can't stress enough how much I enjoy the versatility when he can dress him as either left winger or right winger. Another player just like that is Valerie Nikushkin of the Colorado Avalanche. He's also listed as left wing, right wing. I look at his year-to-date stats. He's played in 18 games. He's had 10 goals, 6 assists. He's +10, which is really good. One of them's on the power play, 47 shots on goal. And what I really like about Nikushkin is that he is on that second line in Colorado with Burakovsky and Kadri normally. He does play on the second power play unit, so he doesn't get the prime time as their top line does of McKinnon, Ratnan, and Landeskog. But uh, they also get easier defensive assignments against them. And with the way Kadri's playing, you can't really discount Nikushkin going forward. Another one is Jesper Bratt, again listed as left wing and right wing. You can see my theme going here. He's owned in 50% of Yahoo leagues. He has 8 goals and 16 assists, 3 power play points, and 81 shots on goal. And while I'm filming this, I just seen that he got another 3 points tonight. So put that at 9 goals and 18 assists. And he's available in half the leagues out there. If he hasn't already been picked up in your league, he will be soon. So I would jump on that one for sure. One player that kind of flies under the radar. Well, he shouldn't say flies under the radar, but you don't see him dressed as often. He is owned in 63%, but not necessarily dressed, is Ivan Barbashev for the St. Louis Blues. Now, him I really like because he's listed as center, left wing, and right wing, so you can dress him in any 3 of your forward categories. And in the last 4 weeks, he's 12 games played. He's had 7 goals, 8 assists, 15 points. He's +4, 3 power play goals, 18 shots on goal in those 12 games played. As we're talking, they're playing right now. He doesn't have a point yet tonight, but that's somebody that's very versatile where you can dress him in all 3 forward positions. And it's a blessing, especially with COVID and different players going down. If you have that versatility where you can slot people in at any forward positions, it definitely helps fill out your lineup instead of saying having 3 centers all go down with COVID. You have him as an option to slot in there, right wing, left wing, etc. One center that I do want to mention, he is listed just as a center. He's only owned in 35% of Yahoo leagues, is Ryan Johansson. Reason I bring him up, he's 27 games played. He's had 8 goals, 16 assists, so just a hair under point per game. 3 power play goals. He does have 15 blocks, but some Yahoo leagues, depending on the league you're on, does look at face-off percentage, and he is at that 54, over 54% in the face-off circle. I didn't see how he did tonight, but on average, he's well over that 50% range, which is really, really nice. Again, other than Johansson, I do tend to target players that are mentioned in multiple positions because I like that versatility, especially this year with people going down with COVID. That's something that I definitely look at because it's not just injury that you're worried about now. There's also all this crap that's screwing us all. Uh, Trade targets for me right now, it's basically anybody on the perfection line in Boston, if you can try and get them. Uh, Pasternak's been a little bit of a slow start, so you might get him a little bit of a bargain because he's in a bit of a slump. Same with Bergeron or somebody off the Islanders. Really, Barzell shows the most. Maybe Dobson on the back end. Reason I bring up Boston and the Islanders is that both teams have only had 26 games played, where league average is in that 30 to 31. So if you could pick them up now, here on out for the rest of the fantasy season and playoffs, you gain 5-man games played potentially, which is quite significant for the second half of the year going forward. Could really kind of just give you that little push to get you over the top to do some damage in your fantasy leagues. Now for some subscriber questions. I do have one. It goes, would you trade Troy Terry for RNH? I did write down their stats here. So Terry to date, he has 18 goals, 12 assists for 30 points. He's +3, 9 power play points, 74 shots on goal, and 10 blocks. Compared to Nuge, he has 3 goals, 22 assists for 25 points, so 5 less. He's even, so a little bit less there. He does have 14 power play points compared to Terry's 9. Shots on goal, 65, so a little bit lower there, but more blocks because he has 13 blocks compared to Terry's 10 because he does play on the penalty kill. For me, it's fairly even basically. If you look at their stats, kind of depends what more you're looking for. Power play points, Nuge is going to get more for you. Terry's going to get you more goals. So depending on how your league's set up, do you need more goals? Do you need more power play points? If blocks is what you're looking for, Nuge will have an edge going forward for sure. Really, it's even. I really couldn't tell you unless depends what stats you're lacking on. Going forward, I really they both play on their second line. Terry started off really hot, started to tail off. Nuge took forever to get his first goal of the season. Now he's up to 3, not very many, but he has been scoring. I might lean a little bit more towards Nuge just because I see Edmonton scoring more and he does play on that first power play unit. Yeah, for me, I would probably lean towards making the deal. Another question here is, would you trade Patrick Kane and Tyler Toffoli for Kyrou? I need to make room for Rust when he comes off of IR. So for this one, look at breaking it down. I'm assuming Toffoli would be your cut if you just brought Rust up because Montreal's canceling games left and right. So then it kind of breaks down. Would you trade Kyrou for Patrick Kane? So there's the option you could either just bring up Rust, cut Toffoli, keep Kane, or trade Kane and Toffoli for Kyrou. I did have it here. Kane has 26 games, 7 goals, 18 assists for 25 points, but he is a -7. 4 penalty minutes, 2 power play goals, 7 power play assists for 94 shots on goal. Kyrou is 27 games played, 9 goals, 16 assists, so both same amount of points. 2 more goals for Kyrou. He's a +2 compared to the -7. He has identical penalty minutes, 2 power play goals, 6 power play assists, so almost identical power play production, but a lot less shots on goal at 68. So if you're looking for an advantage on shots on goal, Kane is definitely the way to go. Kyrou does have 3 more points tonight, which weren't in this. But plus minus, Kyrou definitely has an advantage. Me going forward, it's kind of hard. I always say stick with a star, and Kane's more of a star, but Kyrou's on the verge. I do see St. Louis doing a lot more, obviously, than Chicago going forward. So I could see Kane's ice time going down maybe in playoff time when some of your rookies are starting to come up to play, etc. Where I do see Kyrou playing a lot more going forward. So right off the hop, you look at it. Kane and Toffoli for Kyrou, no way. But when you break it down, you need to make room for rust. I probably would make this deal because Toffoli's out of the picture regardless. So I do like Kyrou going forward a little bit more than Kane. Um, that's it for today. We'll have an episode in a couple more days on who to dress and sit for next week, etc. So if you did like the episode, please hit subscribe. Remember that bell so you get notified. And if you do have any fantasy questions, after you subscribe, leave them in the comments section. I'll definitely answer as many of them as I can in the next episode. Good luck, fellas.